£219.99 for a keyboard with no number pad and no dedicated function row. Is that actually worth it? Well, this is the Keychron Q2 Max, and after using it as my MacBook keyboard at the office, here's whether the premium build justifies the price. So a quick disclaimer before we do get into this review. Keychron did send me out the Q2 Max for this review and of course all of my other content that I've made on it. However, this is not a sponsored video and they have not told me what to say. All of the opinions in this video are my own. Straight away, the thing that stands out most about the Keychron Q2 Max is the weight. This is a full metal, CNC machined aluminium body. The whole case goes through over 20 separate manufacturing stages, machined, sandblasted and polished before it ever gets any keycaps on it. It just feels like an incredibly premium product the second that you pick this thing up. It's got no flex, it's got no hollow feel, it just sits on the desk like something that's actually built to last. Keychron actually put out an exploded diagram of this keyboard on their website, showing you every single layer that goes into the actual build of this board. And the important bit about it is the acoustic engineering that they've put into this keyboard. There's a proper stack of sound-absorbing foam sitting between the plate and the PCB. Plus, it's also got a double gasket design that gives the whole board a little bit of give rather than that rigid feeling when you type. And that's exactly why this doesn't have that sort of hollow, tinny clack that you get on some of the cheaper boards out there. Once you take a look at that diagram and see how much is packed in just to control the sound and the feel of this keyboard, the price starts to make a bit more sense. In terms of connectivity, you've got three ways to connect the Q2 Max. You've got the wired USB-C cable, which comes in the box. You've got 2.4 GHz wireless with the included dongle, or you've got the Bluetooth 5.1, which can be paired to up to 3 devices at once. Wired and 2.4 GHz both run at a 1000 Hz polling rate, so if you do want to use this for gaming, then the responsiveness is there. Of course, Bluetooth drops to 90 Hz, which you won't notice for general typing or productivity, but it's worth knowing if gaming is the priority for this keyboard. Battery-wise, you're looking at up to 180 hours with the backlight off, or you're closer to around 100 hours with RGB running. In practice, when I was using it with the RGB on, I got around 8 to 10 days of battery life before I needed to think about charging it, which is plenty for what I need. One thing that I really appreciate about the Keychron Q2 Max is how much thought has gone into supporting both Mac and Windows. You get separate keycap sets for each system, so you're not stuck squinting at Windows icons on a Mac setup, or of course vice versa. You can just swap the caps and you're set up properly for whatever machine or operating system that you're on. And the keycap switcher sort of tool actually does come in the box as well, so it makes that whole process really easy with those, of course, included keycaps. As a UK layout as well, it's got a proper full-size enter key, which sounds like a small thing really, but it is genuinely appreciated when so many boards out there do get that wrong for people here in the UK. So mine came with the Gateron Jupiter Red switches, which are smooth linears that feel more suited to productivity typing than heavy gaming. Although you could definitely get away with some light gaming on this too. I just feel like this is more of a productivity style keyboard. Combined with the gasket mounted design and the acoustic foam inside, every keystroke has that satisfying deep sound to it rather than the hollow sound that you get on cheaper boards. So take a listen for yourself. And since the switches are hot swappable, you're not locked into the Gateron Jupiter Reds either. If you want to try something else down the line, you can pull them out and simply swap in almost any 3-pin or 5-pin switch without needing to do any soldering, which is much appreciated here on this board. So the Keychron Q2 Max comes as a 65% layout, which means there's no numpad and there's no dedicated function row at the top of the keyboard. My main keyboard day to day is actually my Logitech G915 because I always find I need those extra keys and buttons for my main setup, particularly when video editing or typing. It just makes everything a little bit more simple. But for my MacBook at the office, the Q2 Max is exactly what I reach for. It's compact, it looks and feels premium on the desk, and for that use case, I actually don't miss those extra keys. So I found a really nice use case for it. One thing that is worth flagging about this keyboard, and it is a criticism that follows the whole Q Max range rather than just this board in general, is that there are no adjustable feet on the bottom of the keyboard. The typing angle that you get out of the box is the typing angle that you're stuck with, which I usually like to have a little bit more adjustment with my keyboards. Combined with the fact that this is a genuinely tall keyboard because of all those layers that we spoke about earlier on, you'll probably want to invest in a wrist rest to go along with the keyboard, but that isn't included in the box, so factor that in. Personally, the height is okay for me. I don't mind it too much, but if you're particular about your typing angle, or maybe you're coming from something a little bit lower profile, like a Magic Keyboard, then that adjustment is definitely real, and it's something to consider before you commit. So here's where the Keychron Q2 Max actually asks more of you than I think it really should. The rotary knob in the top right of the keyboard is great in theory. It's fully built metal, it feels fantastic. You can control volume, RGB, or whatever you want to map to it, but actually setting those up means going into Keychron's VIA software and working through all of their layers and macros. It's not exactly difficult, and it's something that I can do because I'm quite techie with those sorts of things, but it's far from plug and play. And if you want the knob to do something useful out of the box, then you're going to be spending more time in software than you probably expect for a £220 keyboard. That probably won't affect you, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine with using it as volume, but for those more techie, those more experienced individuals, you will have to spend a little bit more time in the software than maybe you want. Before we do get into my overall verdict on this keyboard, I just want to direct you guys to the affiliate link, which is down in the description. Any purchases that you make through that link do help support the channel and help us out greatly. So thank you to everyone that's supporting us through all the affiliate links in our descriptions. Not even just if you purchase this keyboard, if you purchase anything through our Amazon affiliate links, it does help us out greatly. So thank you for all the support on those. So is the Keychron Q2 Max worth $219.99? And honestly, the answer for me is yes. The build quality alone makes a strong case, and the Mac and Windows support is some of the most thoughtful introductions I've ever seen on any keyboard. This isn't unrealistically expensive for what you're actually getting. Things that are worth knowing though, of course, is that Keychron don't allow discount codes on the Q2 Max according to their website. So waiting around for a deal on this one isn't probably going to get you anywhere. It seems like, especially when you buy it direct from them, the price is the price. So if you want a compact, premium keyboard specifically for Mac use, or you don't mind digging into software to customize it properly, then this is an easy recommendation. If you need a number pad or full function row as your only keyboard, you want knob functions working the moment you plug in, or you're fussy about your typing angle, then maybe you should look elsewhere. If this review has helped you out, then of course make sure to leave a like rating on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well so you never miss out on any of our future tech unboxings and reviews. Of course, as I mentioned, check out this product via the affiliate link down there in the description. Any purchases made through there does help support us greatly, so thank you so much for all of that. Check out this video on the screen as well. That is the unboxing for this product. If you want to learn more about exactly how this product looks out of the box, definitely give that one a watch. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.